In the past, I used to think that intensity was connection. Everything in my life was very intense. My relationships, sometimes friendships. If it felt like overwhelming, deep, emotional, strong, it felt like it was real. It took me years to realize that intensity and connection are not the same. It this all comes from my chaotic childhood. If you watch my previous videos, you will know a little bit more about me. Um, I had a very chaotic childhood. My life was about to. It was all about adapting. I was about change, and it was about uncertainty. So when I got into a relationship, my relationships, romantic relationships, let's say, they were very, very intense. Also, I used to attract partners who I share wounds with, because that's the connection, that was the intensity, right? And that's how we connected. It was just intense, and we shared those wounds. And I confused that with connection. I felt like, whoa, wait, this is it. This is it. We connect, we can talk about life, we can talk about trauma, we can talk about all the darkness of the world, and this is great. Um, I've learned a lot through that experience, but those relationships were chaotic, were not stable. How I could attract stable partners if I was not stable and I didn't know that I was not stable. So I was attracting the person that I was in that moment. Stability was very unfamiliar to me. Talking a little bit about my latest video about stability. All these, I I've got one of my most toxic relationship was intensity. It was very. I thought it was connection. I thought it was very deep. We have a very strong connection, but it was very intense. Um, one of my longest relationships. It was only 2 years. However, it felt like 6 years. We lived together from the first moment. We met living together. We started dating. And we never lived separate or been separate almost for 2 years. We even end up working together. So it was very intense. That was intensity. You know, but I personally, I feel like all these change that I had in my life, when I connected with someone, I feel like I wanted to be with me. I hold him so tight. It's like even my stability, myself goes around them. It's like they are my center, and I orbitating around them. It's like they're my sun. I'm in the planet Earth, and that was very, very obviously. It's not right. It's not good, because I lost myself in that relationship, for example. I completely lost my persona. I became that person because I'm very adaptable, very flexible, I'm very changeable, I'm very teachable. So everything, it was around someone that was not me, and I got lost in that intensity. At some point, we broke up. Um, I still remember I went to Morocco and I decided to do things for myself. And I started surfing. And I had a good time, but I was lost again. I didn't know who I was. And then is when I realized, like, okay, the relationship taught me a lot. Every relationship, I feel like, teaches something about you, about the other person, about the world, and about the people, about how we work, about relationships in general. But that relationship really taught me that I was rely on someone else to for who, like, who I was. I wasn't I was not me anymore. I lost myself in that intense, overwhelming relationship. Um, going Breaking up, it was very hard for me because having such a um unstable life, full of uncertainty, a bit of chaos too. It really made me realize that I really needed to take care of myself and start over my life and rebuild myself and refine myself again, because I lost that in that intensity. And that partner was not the one that I should have the most share wounds, but I just lost myself in that fake connection that I thought it was. I think that it was kind of connection, but maybe it was just a different kind of connection that it could work in a relationship or partnership. Um, Now I feel like I'm a way more stable relationship where things are not that intense. Actually, we are in a long distance, so it's not that intense. I'm taking it more slowly, everything. Um, Also for me, I've realized that being able to communicate with your partner with emotional maturity and being able to listen to each other and being able to say sorry when we make mistakes, because we are humans and we both make mistakes. And I found this, sometimes I found it, it took me a while to trust him and to feel safe with him. But once we talk about it and he showed me I can trust him and that I am safe with him, that I can be myself. I don't need to become someone else. I don't need to adapt to him to be with him. It's something beautiful and very rewarding. Like, you feel like you can be with someone and you don't have to lose yourself to be with that person. Like right now, it's beautiful. Um, it's my new normal, but it took me years to get to this point. So, okay, connection doesn't have to be intense. Sometimes it's intense, but doesn't have to. And I don't need to lose myself in that. And it's peaceful and it's calm and it's okay. I'm still working on it. Sometimes chaos come to me and say, hey, be careful, uh, what's going on, or I get a bit kind of panic about things, but I just talk about it with my partner. He understands. He knows my background. He knows my story. I know his story because also he has his things. And we understand each other. And this is how I've learned to communicate in a more grounded and mature way. And a relationship doesn't have to be intense, it has to be peaceful, actually. It feels good. Um, that's it. You don't need anything else. So this is kind of my reflection about how my life, my relationships, it's been so intense most of the times, but it doesn't have to be this way. And it doesn't have to be this way for you neither.